At this time, let's meet our guests from Summertown. Number 3, Andrew Avery. Number 4, Ryder Blackwood.
Lady Cats come out against Summertown and get their second win over Summertown this season. Now we're getting ready to start the boys game here at the David A. Burke Court here in Wayne County High School. Starting lineups being introduced right now for the Summertown Eagles. Number 3, Andrew Mabry. Number 4, Ryder Blackwood. Number 20, Graham Howell. Number 23, Layton Sherman, and number 55, Sawyer Sherman. On the other side for the Wildcats tonight, starting lineup, number 10, Logan Davis. Number 12, Case Bryant. Number 25, Cayman Canfield. Number 32, Nate Beavis. And number 33, Case Butler. So the Cats, one loss so far in the season, and it came at the hands of Summertown just a few days ago, about a week ago, heading into Thanksgiving. And Cats look to get back on the winning track tonight and try to avenge that loss to see if they can't get this one back tonight. So, Tyler, like we talked about a minute ago, when we saw that game last week, Summertown just shot lights out.
Yes, shot lights out. And like I said, we got contest that 3 tonight. Surely they can't shoot like it again, but we'll see what plays out.
Yeah, so we're going to have to play good, tight defense. We're going to have to see what we can get done, and let's see what we can get happening here tonight. So Wildcats come out on the floor, get ready for the tip. Case Butler going to handle the tip duties against Kason Howell for Summertown, and we're getting ready to get started here. Cats open up with possession. Tip controlled by the Cats. Davis with the ball. Brings the ball up the court. Man-to-man defense for the Eagles. Eagles in black jerseys, black pants with blue numbers. Cats in their all-white home. Pass around to Cayman. Cayman Canfield with a three-point shot. A little short, off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Summertown. Now Summertown pushes the ball back up the court. They're going to go quick, and they get the ball outside. There's that first open three-point shot. Shot off the mark, no good, just a little too strong. And we're going to get a foul called underneath the basket. I believe it's going to go against Summertown, as Summertown's going to pick up their first foul on a push foul underneath, trying to get in position for the rebound. That's going to go against, it's going against Andrew Mosley. So Mosley picks up his first foul of the game. Beavis takes the inbounds pass, brings it up the floor, gets it across to Davis. Summertown now, boys going to try to employ that same full-court pressure defensively that the Lady Eagles did, and they generate turnover here on this end of the floor as Canfield gets his hand on the ball but is not quite able to control it. So now he's going to bring the ball back up the floor and get the ball across. Now the ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to get a foul called against Canfield early, as Cayman's going to pick up his first foul of the game. Eagles going to retain possession. Can't afford to get Canfield in trouble. That's the truth.
Sure not.
Now, good job defensively. He just got up and got his hand on the basketball and stole it away. Now he's got a defender trailing in behind him. Canfield with 3 guys on him. The second he touches the basketball. Let's swing the ball around to Case Bryant. Bryant puts up a three-point shot from the elbow. A little short, off the mark, no good. No score here in this contest early. Sherman brings the ball back up the floor, swings it back around to Mosley. Mosley gets the ball back around to the other Howell, and Howell brings the ball up. The rebound is collected by Bryant. Case Bryant brings the ball up the floor, and he's going to pass it ahead to Nate Beavis, who passes over to Logan Davis. Now Davis going to set it up and try to get things going here for the Cats. He brings it around, swings it around to Bryant, kicks it over to Canfield. Canfield 1 of the 3 in the corner. Active hands, once again knocks the ball loose. He gets the ball inside the Case Butler. Butler shot no good. Rebound collected by Beavis, and now Beavis and Butler fighting each other for the basketball. And we get a tie up underneath the basket. That's going to give possession over to Summertown. So Summertown's going to take possession of the basketball. No score here in the first quarter of action. 6:19 to go here in the first quarter.
I think they called a foul on Nate on that.
They did. They called the foul against Beavis. So they're going to get Beavis with a foul. That's 2 fouls now against the Cats, and 1 against Summertown here early. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, no score. As Summertown now moves the ball around the floor on the offensive end. They get the ball around to the corner over to Sherman, Howell back out to Sherman. Sherman gets the ball back over to Mosley. Mosley drives inside, working against Davis. Cats in a man-to-man defense. Nice defense for the Cats on the opposite end of the floor. Now we're going to get a foul call, and they're going to call Case Butler for a foul as I believe Sherman was driving. He wanted to take it to the rack along the baseline, and they got Case Butler on a hold. So now 3 fouls against the Cats here early. We're just a little over 2 minutes into this game, and the Cats have already got 3 fouls. The ball back around to Mosley. Mosley swings the ball back over to Blackwood. Blackwood back out to Howell. Howell gets the ball back over to Sherman. We got 2 Shermans on the floor. Sherman with the basketball. Gives it back over to Howell, back over to the other Sherman. Now he wants to drive. Instead, he pulls back and goes baseline. He kicks it back out to Howell. Howell with the wide open three-pointer on the elbow, and that three-point shot is good. So Howell breaks open the scoring. And early on, Summertown hitting that three-pointers just like they did last Tuesday night. Now, nice passing transition. They got the ball into Case Butler, who was open underneath the basket, just a little too strong. Off the iron, rebound collected by Summertown. Howell with the basketball, working to Sherman. And now we're going to get another foul called on this end of the basket. This time it's going to go against Case Bryant. And Bryant with the push as they're going to get a foul on him. So now Case Bryant with a foul on the floor. That's 4 fouls now against the Cats here early. With 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, the next foul is going to put Summertown in the bonus. Swings the ball into the wing. Sherman has the ball. He dribbles it back out and gives it back out to Mosley. Mosley swings the ball around to Blackwood. Now active hands once again. Canfield just steps in the way of the pass, knocks the ball loose, and gives the ball back over to Case Bryant. Bryant passes ahead to Canfield. Canfield with a three-pointer from the elbow. And Canfield answers the three with one of his own, ties this ball game up. Now Summertown brings the ball back up the floor. Sherman drives the lane. He wants to go inside. A little strong off the backboard. And now we're going to get a foul on. We're going to get a foul called against Cayman Canfield in the paint, just trying to get in position to get a rebound. And now Canfield's going to pick up his second foul. More importantly, that's 5 now against the Cats. So with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Eagles are going to be shooting the rest of the way.
Man, they're calling this game so tight, just like in the girls.
Summertown with only 1 foul so far. Sawyer Sherman knocks down his first free throw. That first one's good. Now Canfield's going to have to go to the bench with 2 fouls, and Drew Bogus is going to check into the game for the Wildcats. Second shot from the line for Sherman. That one's up, and that one falls through as well. 4:29 to go here in the first quarter. It's 5-3. Summertown out in front. Davis takes the inbounds pass, trying to work against the press. He gives the ball to Bogus, passes down to Bryant. Bryant trying to get the ball inside to Butler. Butler's just not there, and instead Sherman with the interception passes ahead to the other Sherman. Sherman works it back to Howell. Howell back over to Sherman, who kicks it back over now to Hallmark on the game. Hallmark gives the ball over to Sherman, who swings it back around to Howell. Gets it back along the baseline to Hallmark. Hallmark driving inside is going to get fouled before he's able to give the ball up, and that's going to put him on the line now as that's going to go to Hayden Sherman, 32. That's going to be Landon Holt going to the line. That's shoot 2.
That's 2 on Case Butler as well, correct?
Yeah, Butler with 2 fouls now as they call Case Butler with a foul. So now Butler's going to have to go to the bench, and Case and Mosley is going to check into the game for the Cats. Cats going to be relying on some youthful players out there tonight as Bogus and Mosley both on the court for the Cats here in this contest. Inbounds pass to Bryant. Bryant passes across to Bogus. Bogus over to Davis. Nice job breaking the press there. Davis now dribbles around against the triple team. He gets the ball over to Nate Beavis. Beavis drives it left-handed to the back. He takes it all the way to the basket. Did everything but finish as it bounced off the iron. But Beavis is going to pick up a foul underneath, and they're going to call a foul against 32. That's going to go against Landon Holt. That's his first foul of the game. Second team foul now against Summertown.
And Nate does an excellent job at getting to the hole.
Yes, he does. First shot for Beavis is on the way, and it is good. Now Nate Beavis' second shot on the way. And that one's going to be good as well. Blackwood and Stanley check into the game for Summertown, and Blackwood's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Eagles. He gets the ball over to Holt, swings it around to Blackwood. Now the ball moving around on the elbow. They swing it back around to Blackwood. Blackwood driving inside. He kicks it back out, gets it over to Sherman. Sherman wants the dribble drive. Instead, he tries to pass it inside. Pass intercepted by Bogus, just tipped away. Summertown able to collect the loose ball. They get it back out to Sherman. Now Sherman drives the lane, puts up a shot, tries to go over Bogus. Bogus tips it, but Sherman right there to collect the rebound and the putback as Hayden Sherman picks up another 2 points. 9-5 your score here. Now the pass down the court to Cason Mosley. Mosley in possession. He goes up. It's good. And that should be an opportunity to convert on a three-point play. Mosley gets the pass down the floor. Cats do a great job moving the ball down the floor, breaking the press, get it to the young freshman in the paint. He finishes, draws the foul.
I look forward to seeing him in years to come.
Foul goes against John Stanley. That's his first foul of the game. Third team foul out against Summertown. The free throw from Mosley is no good. Off the front of the iron, and the rebound and collected by Summertown. Blackwood brings the ball up the floor for Summertown. Swings the ball back around, and we got a three-point shot by Sherman. No good. Rebound collected by Bryant. Bryant passes ahead to Beavis. Beavis collects the ball. He had a look. He just couldn't get under control. And the ball touched by Summertown, who is their player standing on the baseline. I believe it's Stanley who got his hand on the basketball while he was standing on the baseline. So that's going to give the ball back over to the Cats. Cats have cut it down to a 2-point advantage, 9-7, Summertown out in front. This game's starting out very similar to the way the girls' game did. Summertown coming out with fire. Now the Cats trying to claw back into it. Bryant on the running layup, off the iron, no good. Rebound collected and brought back up the floor by Hallmark. Hallmark gets the ball back over to Blackwood, who gives it back to Hallmark. He drives it back around, dishes to Sherman. Sherman drives and is cut off by Logan Davis, so he gets it back out to Stanley. Stanley gives the ball over to Holt, passes inside to Stanley, and we're going to get a charge call underneath the basket. Stanley's going to pick up a second foul on that charge. Nate Beavis, what a great job, just getting his feet in position.
Stepping in and taking that hit right there.
Step in and take it all day long, and that's 2 fouls now against Stanley. Fourth team foul now against Summertown. Cats committed 5 fouls early, but the last couple of minutes has been pretty clean for them as the officials are sending it back the other direction. Now the Cats take it out on the baseline. Once again, facing a full court press. Break the press down to pass. Bogus, and Bogus in the position. Passes over to Mosley, but we're going to get a foul called on the floor as Andrew Mabry was trying to get in position to take the charge from Bogus. Instead, not able to get his feet set. He's shuffling, he moves.
You know, Summertown fans ain't happy, but they give Bogus no room to come down on that.
No.
You got to give the player room to come down.
Bogus on the line to shoot 2. First one in and out of the rim. That one did everything but drop. And we got to take the lid off these baskets
You got
tonight.
that right. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Second one in and out, no good. But look at Mosley.
Man, that's good rebound.
Mosley in position, gets the rebound, and just not quite able to get the putback. So now Mabry brings the ball up the floor for Summertown. He gets the ball back over to Sherman. Sherman drives the lane, kicks it out. Three-pointer away, and that gets the front of the iron and rolls in. That's Howell picking up another three-pointer on the evening. Makes it a 12-7 lead. Now Logan Davis passes ahead to Beavis. Beavis puts up a shot from about 12 feet off the front of the iron, no good. And this is what we saw the other night. Cats get in position, they get good looks at the basket, and they go just a little too quick. And now Blackwood on the other end of the floor gets a big three-pointer from the elbow, and that's going to blow this thing open. It's 15-7, Summertown with an 8-point advantage with 1:24 to go. Coach Franks wants a 30-second timeout. He's going to take it and try to settle his team down.
Summertown is moving the ball very well on offense. Very well.
And it's just, like I said, we saw this the other night. I noticed it last week when we played Lewis County here, is that, especially with these young guys, these guys that hadn't played a whole lot, they get out there on the floor, they get the ball in their hands, and they feel like, it's almost like they feel like it's a hand grenade. If they don't go ahead and get it out of their hands, it's going to go off on them.
Yep. Instead of just taking their time, settling down, and taking good looks and taking their time, they'll be fine. They just, I know it's a lot of nerves, big game, but they're going to be all right. These young guys are.
And you just got to kind of slow down and let the game come to you, you know. Now the Cats take the inbounds pass. They bring the ball up the floor Pass to Davis, back over to Beavis. Beavis gets it across the timeline, passes it down to Case Bryant, and Bryant not able to control it as the ball goes out of bounds off of Bryant, and that's going to turn the ball over to Summertown. Give the Eagles a lot of credit, man. They're moving the ball well, and they're playing solid defense right now, too. Pass inside to Sherman. Now Sherman back out to Holt. Now he kicks it back out. The three-pointer is away, and that three-pointer is good. That one by Landon Holt with another three-point shot. And we talked about this before the game, man. If they shoot lights out like that, it's hard to beat anybody.
It's going to be hard to beat them, yes.
Davis tries to spin around. He gets inside. Mosley able to control it, but then he tries to find Beavis. Instead, he throws the ball right to Sherman. So Sherman steps in the way, intercepts the pass. Now Blackwood with the ball. He drives inside, kicks it back out to Holt. Holt is hot from the three-point line. Off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Case Bryant, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Blackwood. So the ball goes out of bounds off the Eagles.
That penetrating drive is killing us. They're penetrating, and that's leaving three-pointers wide open.
Yep. And they're finding that open shooter who is hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July.
They are.
Davis gets the inbound pass. He brings the ball up, passes ahead to Beavis. Beavis has got Mosley into the basket. There he goes. That gets it down to Mosley, who should go out to get to it. Kicks it back across the court to Bryant. Bryant inside to Mosley. Mosley with a 15-footer off the back of the iron, just a little too strong. Rebound collected by Blackwood. They get the ball ahead to Sherman. Now Summertown's going to hold for the last shot here. We're down to 5 seconds. Sherman driving, kicks the ball over to Holt. Holt with a deep three off the back of the iron. He had a wide open look. It was just a little deep. And your score at the end of the first quarter, Summertown 18, Wayne County 7. We'll be back with second quarter action. Stay right here with us. You're listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies. Into the first quarter, it's Summertown 18, Wayne County 7. And Tyler, I tell you, man, these Eagles have jumped out here. They came out here playing like guys possessed. I mean, they're playing. Yes. Their defense is spot on, and right now they're shooting the lights out of this gym.
They're doing very well on both ends of the court right now. Wayne's got to step up and get the defense going here.
Starting 5 on the floor for the Cats as Blackwood has the ball, swings it around, tries to get it inside. Instead, he gets it back out to Sherman. Sherman with a three-point look over Logan Davis. Davis contesting the ball off the back of the iron. Rebound collected by Summertown. Summertown gets the ball back out to Sherman now. Sherman working. That's three against Case Butler.
Yes.
As Butler just got his hand. Sherman wanted to drive to the basket, and Case grabbed a hold of him and held him up. And so Case Butler, just like that, has picked up his third foul. First team foul against the Cats here in the second quarter of action. So Bogus is going to have to come back into the game for the Cats. And Butler's going to have to go back to the bench. Blackwood trying to get the ball in bounds over Kamen. Wow. And Kamen does a great job of keeping him from doing it. So 5-second violation is going to turn the ball back over to the Cats.
Yes.
Beavis now standing on the baseline. The Cats have got to figure out a way to break this pressure.
They do. They've got to figure out a way to break it and get in and get some good looks down here on the offensive end.
Inbounds pass to Davis. Davis just tries to dribble through it, loses control. Pulled up by Sherman. Sherman with a three-pointer off the elbow. Short, no good. Rebound collected and gathered by Davis. Now Davis comes back in transition, gets over to Canfield on the wing, and that three-pointer is good. Cameron Canfield back on the floor. He missed most of the first quarter with foul trouble. Now he's out there making the shot and knocks it down to an 8-point game. 18-10 your score here in Wayne County. Summertown with the basketball, working on the offensive end of the floor. They give the ball to Blackwood. Back out to Holt. Holt working down to Sherman. Sherman dribbling, tries to work it around, drive. Instead, he gives the ball up. And now the drive inside. Shot no good. Rebound collected by Case Bryant. Bryant passes across the middle to Bogus. Bogus with with a fast break and a nice finish.
That's a big move by a freshman right there.
He just showed the pass to Beavis, and when the defense committed, he took that extra step and went right to the hole and finished it off. So Bogus, what a big move there, and that's a big man play right there. Now the ball back in transition. They get the ball down inside to Jackson Hallmark, who finishes the basket underneath. It's 20-12. Summertown out in front, but the Cats have cut this thing down to an 8-point game. Now the pass out to Canfield. Canfield at the top of the circle. Deep three-pointer off the mark. No good. Nate Beavis.
And again, Nate Beavis. He's going to be the guy that does the dirty jobs down low.
Well, he's going to have to.
Yes.
Butler's on the sideline with fouls.
3 fouls, yes. Yes.
So Hallmark picks up his first foul of the game as Beavis collects the rebound and goes strong to the basket. Not able to convert the shot, but he does pick up the foul. Beavis now is going to have to knock down these shots at the line, and that's where I fear he struggles the most.
Yes.
If I'm Coach Franks, I'm looking at these guys and saying, hey, exit price to leave the gym after practice, 50 made free throws.
Absolutely. I agree.
Second shot on the way for Beavis. That one falls through. So Beavis 1 for 2 on that trip. Cuts it down to a 7-point game, 20-13 your score. We're about 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Blackwood working against Canfield. He drives along the baseline. Canfield cuts him off there. Now a little backdoor cut. Going back into Holt. Holt going to the rack, and he's going to get fouled. The shot, no good.
And looks like to me they're taking it to Canfield, trying to get that third foul on him.
Oh, yeah, they're going aggressive against Kamen. They know that if they can get Kamen on the bench,
that's
huge.
It is.
Davis picks up his first foul of the game, second team foul against Summertown, or against the Cats, rather. Landon Holt knocks down his first free throw at the line. Second shot is up and away, and it is good. So Holt 2 for 2 there on that trip to the free throw line. Makes it a 9-point game once again. Now the inbounds pass to Davis. Davis dribbles through the press. He's right in the middle of 4 black jerseys. He kicks it around, gets the ball back around to Canfield. Canfield on the wing. Puts up
Nate Beavis again.
And there's Nate Beavis once again, right there in the paint, going up for the rebound, getting caught from behind and fouled.
He does a good job on finding the position when the shot goes up, finding the position where the ball is going to come off.
He knows where he needs to be, and he gets in there and does what he needs to do to try to make something happen. Now Sawyer Sherman checks back into the game for Summertown. Inbounds pass comes to Davis. Davis tries to drive. Instead, he pulls it back out. He's guarded out there by Hallmark. Davis holding the basketball, trying to set up the offense for the Cats. Cats working against a 2-3 zone defensively. They swing the ball back around to Case Bryant, gets it over to Davis. Davis gets it back over to Case Bryant in the corner. Now Davis tries to toss it back out. The ball off of Davis. Davis the last one to touch it, and it goes out of bounds. Just a little too much lob on that pass. Let Summertown get in the lane.
Yes, you got to get stronger with that pass right there.
So Blackwood brings the ball up the floor for Summertown, and now he's going to set up the offense for the Eagles. Cats working man-to-man on the defensive end of the floor. Holt swings the ball back around to Hallmark. Hallmark gives the ball to Sherman. Sherman's going to drive it up the middle. The runner no good. Rebound collected by Bogus. Now Bogus tries to bring it out, and he gets the ball ahead to Case Bryant. Bryant passes ahead to Nate Beavis. Beavis trapped in the corner, comes out of it. Instead gets the ball back down to Bryant, now inside to Canfield. Canfield drives the baseline. He's going to go up and finish strong. Nice strong move to finish there by Canfield.
Good move. Good strong move like you said. Very good.
Now Blackwood brings the ball back up there to the floor. He's guarded by Canfield. He wanted to go strong. Instead he pulled it back out. Now the ball inside to Holt, off the mark, no good. Howell. Rebound collected and the pass out to Sherman. Three-pointer off the elbow, or the wing rather, no good. Now the pass ahead to Logan Davis. Davis back in transition, and we're going to get
a block.
We're going to get a block.
There's no way he was set.
No. Hallmark tried to get in position to draw the charge. Instead, he commits a blocking foul on this end of the floor. That's his third team foul against Summertown now. Second foul against Hallmark, and that's going to put Logan Davis on the line with a chance to shoot 2 shots. Nice strong move by Davis there. Did everything but make the shot, but he did draw the foul. And that's what you need in that situation.
Yes, it is. Yes, and we're doing a good job right now. Got to keep doing a job on penetrating. We're doing a good job right now.
So Leighton Sherman checks back into the game. Hallmark goes to the bench with 2 fouls. And Logan's second shot is good. 22-17 your score as the Cats cut it back down to a 5-point game. And now Howell brings the ball up the floor, gets the ball over to Sherman. Sherman tries to pass inside. Instead, he gets it back out to Holt. Holt back over to the other Sherman, who drives the baseline, puts up a shot, no good. But we're going to get a foul called, and I believe that's going to go against Beavis. I hope it goes against Beavis.
I'm thinking to say it should. We'll see. Oh, Davis.
They're going to call that one on Logan. So
Okay.
Logan picks up his second foul. Third team foul now against the Cats here in the second quarter. We got 4:13 to go, and Sherman's first shot is up and good. Leighton Sherman's second shot on the way. That one falls through as well. 2 for 2 on that trip. Makes it a 24-17 basketball game. Now the inbounds pass to Bogus. Bogus gets it over to Bryant. Case Bryant trapped immediately as soon as he got across the half-court line. Ball tipped into the backcourt by Summertown. Nate Beavis able to collect it, and he gets it back across the timeline over to Logan Davis. Davis gets the ball. He tries to get it into Bogus, but the ball tipped loose. Now Beavis with the collection. Gets the ball back to Davis. Davis across the court to Case Bryant. Bryant with a three-pointer from the wing. No good. Blackwood comes out of nowhere, collects the rebound, and empty possession there for the Cats. Now the Eagles working the other end of the floor. Shot away by Leighton Sherman, and he knocks down another three-pointer. Makes it a 10-point basketball game, 27-17. Now Davis is working to bring the ball back up the floor for the Cats. Gets it inside to Bogus. Bogus with a little 15-footer. Off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Canfield. And Canfield with the putback makes it a 27-19 game. We're at 3:15 to go here in the second quarter of action. Blackwood brings the ball back up the floor, gives it back over to Sherman. Sherman drives the middle of the lane, takes it all the way, left-hand finish. Opens this thing back up to a 10-point advantage. Wildcats have no answer for Sherman right now.
No, they don't. They cannot stop him.
Ball inside to Bogus. Bogus kicks it back out to Canfield. Canfield with a three-pointer off the elbow. That one is silky smooth and good. I mean, it looks like he's not even putting any effort into it.
No, he don't.
It's
Effortless.
knocks it back down to a 7-point basketball game. Now Blackwood on carry. About time they called, but they've been doing it all night. So they finally get Blackwood on a carry, and that's going to turn the ball back over to the Cats. So the Cats going to take the ball out here on the sideline. Back in the backcourt, Drew Bogus checks into the game, Mosley checks into the game as Beavis is going to go to the bench and get an opportunity to take a breather. Davis, Bryant, Canfield, Bogus, and Mosley on the floor for the Cats. Nice cut into the basket. As Canfield just came across the timeline and saw it cutting Logan Davis, tossed it right to him, and Davis finished it.
I need a big
Now,
Franks does not like it.
I don't like it either.
No.
That was just that Case Bryant rather trying to get active with his hands, just trying to knock the ball loose. They're going to call a foul on that, and that was about as clean defense as I've ever seen.
Yes, it was very clean. Good defense right there.
Now Blackwood dribbles the ball. He gives the ball over to Sherman. Sherman, now the Wildcat faithful over here are happy about
They
something.
are not happy.
They're not happy about something they're seeing, and I'm not sure. It's something that Summertown's doing away from the
I don't
basketball.
know if it's a legal screen or what they're hollering at.
Sherman drives the ball inside.
Man.
Now Mosley's going to pick up that foul as Sherman.
I knew that was coming. I think we're going to get Franks with a warning right here.
Warning on Coach Franks.
Yep.
Franks is not happy with what he's seeing right now.
He is not. He is not.
He kind of feels like they're getting a little ticky-tack with his fouls, and he's letting them know.
Yes, he is. And I agree with him. I mean, the last few they've called has not been nothing major.
No.
It's been very little any.
But then you watch on the other end of the floor, and you see Case and Howell, who's been watching LeBron James. He's trying to flop every time somebody touches him.
Exactly.
And that's, I think, what Wayne County's side over here is getting a little upset about.
Yeah.
There's no warning, no call, no nothing. Both shots good from the free throw line for Sherman. So now the inbounds from Bogus back up to Canfield. Canfield gets the ball back over to Bryant. Bryant trying to get the ball across the timeline. He's double teamed. Gets the ball to Mosley, who gives the ball back to Davis. Davis swings it across the court to Canfield. Mosley wants to go. Now he's going to go strong to the basket. And they're going to say no shot. He was off the mark anyway, but we're going to say he got an extra shuffle step in there. and the travel call against Mosley.
Good move. Good look. Good move.
I mean, he went strong.
He did.
And that's a young freshman getting some confidence right there. Now the ball passed over to Sherman. Sherman had the ball tipped away by Logan Davis. Davis collects the loose ball, and a nice, he had Cayman Canfield cutting to the basket. And good Blackwood.
Man.
Let's give Blackwood a little credit.
Blacksboro fans are about to lose it over here.
Blackwood is carrying every time he touches the basketball. Now Canfield loses the ball. Sherman comes up with it. He passes inside to Leighton Sherman. Sherman wide open under the basket. The assist by his brother gives it to him, and now he converts, and this is back out to an 11-point basketball game. Now Canfield with the ball, and he gets hit from behind by Sawyer Sherman, who knocks the ball loose, and Canfield Cayman's a little frustrated.
He is.
He's like, he's been begging for a call on that all night long, and now he finally gets one. So Sawyer Sherman picks up his first foul of the game. That's 4 now against Summertown here in the second quarter. Pass ahead to Bryant. Bryant back inside trying to get the ball to Mosley, and the ball knocked loose, but now we're going to get a foul called against Summertown as Mosley gets pushed, and that's going to put Mosley on the line to shoot 2 as Summertown has now put the Cats in the bonus. That one goes against Sawyer Sherman as well. So just like that, bang, bang, back to back, Sawyer Sherman picks up 2 fouls in succession. Now we need these 2 shots from Mosley. The first one's good. Second shot from Mosley. Second shot from Mosley is away. That one bounces off the iron. No good. Rebound collected by Holt for Summertown. Summertown's got a number 44 on the court. We do not have a name for that player. So now Sherman working around the outside, and he just runs through Bogus. And they're going to call Bogus on the foul. That's crazy.
Call Bogus.
Bogus was in position. The guy just ran through him. That's crazy.
He almost hooked him with that right arm. It looked like
He did. 35-25 the score. Summertown with a 10-point advantage. Leighton Sherman at the line to shoot 2. And he's not the guy you want on the line. I promise you that.
Absolutely not.
This kid right here has been shooting lights out tonight. Second shot is on the way, and it's good. 2 for 2 at the trip on that trip to the line for Leighton Sherman. Now Beavis going to check back into the game for the Cats, and Bogus is going to go to the sideline. 44 Jackson Bennett. Thank you, John, for that information. Jackson Bennett on the floor for Summertown. Davis takes the pass ahead. He tries to go all the way and finish. He just lost control of the basketball. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Davis. So Summertown's going to turn the ball over. 46 seconds to go here in the first half. Summertown with a 12-point lead. Holt brings the ball up the floor. He kicks the ball over to Bennett. Bennett gets the ball back around to Howell. Howell gives it over to Leighton Sherman with a deep 3, short off the front of the iron, no good. And Nate Beavis collects the rebound, comes out of there with it, gets the ball over to Davis, and Davis trying to throw the ball across the court to Case Bryant, and it goes out of bounds just a little bit behind Case, and he's not able to get back there and control it. Cats got to settle down here.
They do. They're getting too much in a rush. Summertown's rushing them on defense, and they know it.
Blackwood now has the ball at the mid-court logo, and he's just dribbling out. He's going to try to get this thing down and hold it for the last shot. We're inside of 10 seconds to go. He gets the ball back over to Howell. Howell back around to Holt. Holt to Blackwood. Blackwood picks up, gives it around to Leighton Sherman. Once again, 3-pointer from the top of the circle. No good. Your score at the end of the first half. Summertown 37, Wayne County 25. Stay right here with us. We'll be back with first half stats and analysis, and we got a halftime interview with Lou Prater, the star of the first game tonight. Stay right here with us. You're listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies Radio. Is what I'm primarily going to ask you about. And that kid, right, 13 points. Golly. I'll do it right after we finish the stats. Yeah.
I didn't tell you points up for you.
Right now, Summertown in front, 37-25. Leading the way in the first half for the Cats was Cayman Canfield. Canfield had 16 points in the first half. Logan Davis had 4. Kason Mosley had 3. And Drew Bogus had 2. Nate Beavis with 3 there in the first half as well. Over on the Summertown side, Leighton Sherman with 15 points leading the way for them. He's followed by Sawyer Sherman, who had 6. Landon Holt had 7 in the first half, and Graham Howell had 6 in the first half also. 37-25 your score. Summertown out to a 12-point advantage here at the half. And I'll tell you what, Tyler, we're seeing it here. Number one, Summertown is shooting the ball incredibly well. Like, they're hitting everything they're putting up.
Yes, they are.
But then defensively, they're putting a lot of pressure on the Cats, and the Cats just...
Their defense has us shook right now. We are in a wide open rush every time we get the ball. It's like hot potato, and their defense is doing a fantastic job. And we've got to get there at halftime and just got to slow it down. Take your time, get across half court, and slow it down. We're fine. We just got to get a hold of ourselves here.
And yeah, I mean, we're talking, unforced errors are killing us.
Yes.
Summertown really hasn't taken the ball away as much as we've given
it to them. Yes, we've made silly mistakes. Just giving it to them.
Yeah. So I know Coach Franks will get him in the locker room and kind of settle him down a little bit. At least I hope so.
Oh, he will. Don't worry.
And we got to keep an eye on the foul situation too.
Yes.
Butler's got 3. Canfield's playing with 2 right now. Summertown has done a pretty good job of drawing us out defensively and getting those fouls. We just got to settle down.
Yes, that's it.
So,
that's it.
All righty. Well, folks, we're excited right now. Lady Cats, first game tonight, Lady Cats came out victorious 45-37 against Summertown. And right now I'm joined up here in the booth by Lou Prater, who we unanimously called the player of the game in that game tonight. Lou, thanks for taking a couple of minutes to come and talk to us.
Yes, sir. It was a good game. I was really excited.
Well, I could tell you were excited, especially in the third quarter.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you came out in the third quarter, and we were looking at the stats here. We scored 14 points in the third quarter. You had 10 of them.
Yes, sir.
And several turnovers. What in the world got into you?
Well, those silly turnovers, really. I knew as a point guard, those were my mistakes, and I knew how to fix them, and that was defense.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to do. And obviously, with them face guarding Ava, I knew somebody else had to step up, and I just had to.
Poor Ava couldn't even go to the bathroom without somebody with her tonight. I
know. I felt so bad.
We could see up here, y'all were trying to get the ball inside to her, and every time she got her hands on the ball, 3 people just collapsed on her.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So somebody had to take over in the second half, and it was you.
I just knew, somebody's number's called, and you got to step up. And I knew defense was where it was at.
Yeah, and you did a great job. Active hands on the defensive end of the floor, knocked out. I lost count of how many times you turned them over, but we, of course, we're tracking the scoring up here and everything. It was just like, what in the world has gotten into Lou? But you were playing like lights out tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So what do we got to do the rest of the way?
Well, it depends on how they play us. We got to know the scout reports. We get better with each game, and it's a marathon. Okay, it's not a sprint. So we got to keep going, inching forward.
And you're right. We're inching forward, but we're fixing to start getting into some district play.
Yes, sir,
right?
we are.
Let's just call it like it is. We had a fun game here tonight, but in the grand scheme of things, this game don't matter.
Yes, that's right.
It does, but it doesn't.
That's right.
It's not until we get into district play. So
we just can't overlook anyone, regardless on how many games we've played, how many games they've played, how many games they've lost, how many games we've lost. It doesn't matter. We've got to stay locked in until the finish.
I love that attitude. I love that attitude, and I think that's going to carry us a long way if you'll continue to have that attitude and lead everybody else on the floor to have it too.
Yes, sir.
What are you most excited about this year?
Really, I'm excited to play Richland, a rematch. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I walk into practice, the first thing I look up there is at that banner. I do. I look right at that banner. I can just feel all the emotions I felt that night. And I'm excited to play them.
Okay. And we get two cracks at them this year.
Yes, sir, we do.
Possibly another one with maybe on the trip back to Sub-State. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yes, sir.
Just got to keep practicing, keep working hard.
That's right. Stay in the gym every second.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
My pawpaw. My pawpaw Jimmy.
I hope Pawpaw Jimmy is listening. And but everything. So I'm glad that you took a few minutes to come up here and talk to us tonight. Again, great game. Keep it going. I know you will. I know you're going to do a good job. And just keep leading this team. What are we seeing so far? What are you seeing in this game right now?
Well, Summertown's definitely, getting to the rim. And that's something that they didn't do at their place. They shot the lights out at their place. So
Well, they're shooting pretty good tonight,
they
too.
are. But our boys have just kind of got to keep them in front. The fouls are kind of everywhere, so just keep them in front.
They got a little ticky-tack in y'all's game and this game, too.
Oh, goodness, I know.
So, well, thanks for taking some time to talk to us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Folks, stay right here with us. We're about 3 minutes from the start of the second half. Wayne County behind 25-37. You're listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies. Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to Big Oldies Radio. Wayne County basketball to start the second half with a 37-25 score. Summertown is out in front. Logan Davis drives along the baseline, puts up a shot. A little strong, no good. Rebound collected by Nate Beavis. And Beavis, once again, in great position, gets his hand on the ball and gets the Summertown player to commit a foul. So here we are, 15 seconds into the quarter, and Nate Beavis draws the foul. That one goes against Number 3, that's Mabry picking up his 3rd foul of the game. Davis gets the ball out to Beavis. Beavis swings it around to Bryant, kicks it back out to Davis. Davis gets it over to Bryant on the elbow. He wants to go inside. He gets it down to Canfield. Now they got Butler down there. Butler not quite able to get his hands on the basketball. The ball comes loose, and now Canfield on the deck. And we got a jump ball tie-up situation in the possession arrow with Summertown. So Summertown going to take over and turn over the ball there. And now Holt checks back into the game for Summertown. So Cats with an opportunity there on the first possession of the 3rd quarter, not quite able to get anything going. Now the Cats going to have to get some stops on the defensive end of the floor.
Yes, they are. They're going to step up big right here and then slow this offense down. That's the way to do it right there.
Holt trying to get inside, and they're trying to pass the ball into the paint to Holt, and not able to connect with him, but Nate Beavis right there to collect the ball. Now the pass across to Bryant. Bryant immediately double team, kicks the ball inside to Canfield. Now good look to Nate Beavis right along the baseline. Canfield finds a cutting Beavis, and Beavis goes in and finishes. Makes it a 10-point basketball game. Now, Sherman brings the ball up the floor, gets the ball over to his brother Sherman. Layton gets the ball back around to Howell. Howell kicks the ball back over to Holt. Holt tries to get the ball over to Blackwell, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Caden Canfield. Canfield, the last person to touch the basketball. Canfield playing an active defense, getting his hands out there, trying to get his hands on the ball, just not quite able to corral it. So Summertown going to retain possession. They get the ball inbounds to Sawyer Sherman. He's working against Nate Beavis. Passes the ball over to Howell. Howell kicks it around to Leighton Sherman. Leighton Sherman with a deep three-pointer.
Wow.
I mean, he shot that one from the logo.
He did.
And that one falls through. Man, this Sherman kid's a shooter, man. You cannot leave him open anywhere on the floor.
You can't even give him he can't even get a look at it. It's going up.
No. Now Case Bryant with the ball over in the corner, and he gets the ball knocked loose as Sawyer Sherman knocks the ball out of his hand, throws it across the court to Leighton Sherman, who drives inside along the baseline and finishes right underneath the basket. Makes it a 42-27 basketball game. 15-point advantage now for Summertown here in the second half. Davis brings the ball. He's got to get the ball across the timeline. And we're going to get a travel call. He knew right away.
He did.
Yeah, he tried to stop and did everything he could to avoid it, but he knew he messed up. So the turnover to Summertown is going to carry the ball back on this end of the floor. Sawyer Sherman with the ball gives it over to Blackwood. Blackwood trying to work around, coming against Canfield. Instead, he gives the ball to Howell. Howell now driving in against Butler. Butler on the floor with 3 fouls. Gives the ball over to Sawyer Sherman, who drives across the middle of the lane, puts it up off the window, and it drops through. For an easy 2.
These Sherman kids are taking over right now in this third quarter.
Sawyer and Layton, it's been all them here in the third quarter so far. Now Nate Beavis with a shot from deep. No good off the front of the iron. Blackwood comes in and collects the rebound. He passes ahead to Sawyer Sherman. Sherman stops with the dribble. Instead, he passes over to Howell, cuts to the basket. Howell finds him and gets Sherman cutting to the basket, and Sawyer Sherman with another 2 points. 19-point game. Now the inbound pass to Kamen Canfield. Eagles trying to apply full court pressure. You would think with a big double-digit lead like this,
they back off a little bit. No, they're right back on what they were in the first half.
Well, they know what's working, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. I can't blame them a bit.
No. Canfield takes the inbound, drives along the baseline, gets it inside to Case Butler, and Butler finishes right there in the paint with a layup, knocks it in for 2. Makes it a 46-29 basketball game. Now Blackwood working on the other end of the floor, swings around to Leighton Sherman. Sherman dribbles, gets it back out to Holt. Holt swings it over to Sawyer Sherman, who with the shot fake there instead drives up the middle, puts up the layup, no good. Contested by Canfield, and Canfield on the rebound. Brings the ball back up the floor, passes over to Case Bryant. Bryant dribbles, drives inside, and we're going to get a foul call prior to the shot. So that's going to be another foul against Summertown. I believe that one's going to go against Landon Holt, who's going to pick up his second foul of the game, second team foul against Summertown here in the third quarter. Now checking back into the game for Summertown is going to be number 14. That's Stanley coming back into the game for the Eagles. Canfield takes the pass up underneath the basket. He gets absolutely destroyed going to the basket. I mean, two guys collapsed on him, said, here, we'll just meet you at the quarterback.
They did.
But they got him before he got the shot off. So First team foul now, first foul against Leighton Sherman in this game. Third team foul against Summertown. Inbounds, they get the ball to Butler. Butler tosses the ball down low to Cayman Canfield. Now what do we got here? We got a
Something on the court,
wet
maybe?
spot on the court.
Okay,
The official's
okay.
going to stop and get a towel to try to clean that up. Canfield cutting to the basket, and Butler just did a great job finding and cutting.
Yes.
Came and finished it off here. Look, this ball game is not over.
No,
We got
not
a
at all.
long way to go here.
Absolutely.
Couple of defensive stops and convert on the other end of the floor. Cats can get back in this thing, but it is a 15-point game. Blackwood working, gives the ball over to Sawyer Sherman. Sherman nearly traveled right there.
He did.
And caught himself working against Case Bryant. He kicks it back out to Blackwood. Now Blackwood's going to drive along the baseline, and he's wide open under the basket. Knocks it in for an easy two. Knocks it back out to a 17-point advantage. Pass ahead to Canfield. Now Canfield working against Holt. Tries to get down low. Instead, he finds a cutting Beavis going under the basket. And
Good
Beavis,
shot fake. Good move by Beavis right there.
Beavis got the shot fake and got the defender committed up in the air. I believe that's Stanley. Stanley. I believe it's right. No, that was Hallmark. I'm sorry, Hallmark. I get these kids confused. And so the foul committed against Hallmark. That's his third foul. Sends Beavis to the line to shoot two. First shot falls through. So Nate does a good job on that one. Gets that one through the cylinder. Second shot on the way now for Beavis. And that one's going to be good as well. 2 for 2 on that trip to the line for Nate Beavis. Going to knock it back down to a 15-point game. And Cats starting to get some things going on the offensive end of the floor. Now we got to get some stops down here. Blackwood cuts back up the middle, kicks it back out to Leighton Sherman. Sherman with an easy, open three-point look, completely uncontested. They caught Blackwood driving the lane. Cats committed 3 defenders to him, and he found the open guy. And that open guy is not the one you want shooting those threes.
No, it's not.
Now Canfield has the ball working on the elbow against the double team. He gets the ball down inside to Beavis. Beavis goes up with a strong move and finishes under the basket for 2 points. The thing is, the Cats are starting to get some scoring going, but if you can't get some stops, you can't afford to trade baskets.
You can't trade 3 for 2s right now.
Well, you can't even trade 2 for 2.
That's true. That's true. You can't.
Blackwood with a three-pointer, and that three-pointer from the deep elbow over there knocks it down, makes it a 19-point game. And, I mean, here it is. This is crazy. You think the Cats are starting to get something going offensively, and they're falling further behind.
And now, that don't help at all right there.
Now the pass intercepted by Summertown. The turnover committed. Sawyer Sherman brings the ball back up the floor. His shot blocked by Cayman Canfield in the middle. Now Case Bryant comes out with it, gets the ball back over to Logan Davis, and Davis looking to go somewhere with it, and Leighton Sherman just stripped it out of his hand. Now he runs ahead, kicks it over to Blackwood. Blackwood with a wide open look. Off the mark, no good. Canfield on the rebound. Now scrum for the ball underneath, and Summertown gets possession and calls a quick timeout. So Summertown gets the ball on the deck. Canfield had it. He just lost his footing going to the ground. Ball came loose.
Summertown right there on it.
What looked like it was going to be a tie up there for a minute, which would have kept the ball with Wayne County. Turns into a turnover, and we're 2:09 to go here in the third quarter, and Summertown has blown this thing open to a 19-point lead, which seems kind of crazy because, like I said, you feel like the Cats are starting to maybe get something going.
Yes, and we just can't stop them on defense. Our defense can't commit 3 guys to one player and they drive because that's going to leave somebody wide open. Like you said, the Sherman kid is not the kid you want wide open on the 3 out there.
No. Well, and like you said, we're trading 2s for 3s, and that mathematics does not work in this game. You gotta trade 2 for 0, and
absolutely.
Now Case Bryant on the defensive end of the floor. They get the ball back out to Sherman. Sherman drives up the middle, running floater no good. Rebound collected by Beavis. Beavis gets the ball out to Canfield. Now Canfield passes it across to Beavis, gets it across the midcourt, gets it over to Bryant. Bryant tries to get it back inside to Beavis. Beavis with a nice spin move finish. Off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Summertown. And Casey Mosley comes in and just takes it away from him. Now they're going to call Mosley for a foul.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, that was a clean rip.
Yeah.
I mean, he just took the ball away from him. So Mosley's going to be called for the foul. That's going to be his first foul of the game, first team foul against the Cats here in the third quarter. If the Cats do have something going for them right now, it's that Summertown has committed 4 fouls. So
Canfield's got blood on his leg there.
Canfield's bleeding, so now he's got to take a pause and go deal with that. So Canfield has run to the locker room to try to get a bandage or something, and now the officials out here looking at each other saying somebody's got to come in the game.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not sure they're holding up the game right now for Canfield. Looks like Davis is going to try to check back into the game for Canfield, who's gone to tend to his bleeding leg. Now we got a little jawing going on back and forth over here between Sherman and the student section in Wayne County. So Davis is going to check back into the game for Canfield. Davis had gone to the bench to try to get a little bit of a breather. Canfield is in the locker room dealing with a spot on his leg. Now Summertown has the ball. Blackwood with the ball being guarded by Davis. And he's going to work it back across to the right-hand side. Screen set there. Going to switch Blackwood over to Bogus. Now he hands the ball to Mabry. Mabry back there on to Sherman. Sherman being guarded there by Bogus. Bogus with good defense out at the top of the circle. Blackwood with the ball drives. He passes the ball back off to Leighton Sherman, who puts up a deep three. That one falls off the mark for, I think, the first time we've seen tonight.
I believe it was. I believe you're right.
And now the pass across the court.
They got to get that over.
Got to get it across the timeline. Now they finally do. Davis with possession. He swings the ball around to Bryant. Bryant gets it over to Beavis. Beavis back around to Case Bryant. Case, I think, wants to get a three-point shot loose, but he just can't get a look.
No.
Now they get the ball back over to him, but, I mean, Summertown's defense, they're just
this 2-3 they're running is phenomenal right now.
Yeah, there's
Case. Okay.
Case Bryant finally gets a little floater from about 15 feet to fall. Knocks it back down to a 17-point game, 54-37. Now Blackwood brings the ball back up the floor, gives the ball over to Leighton Sherman. Sherman with a three-pointer from the elbow, no good. Case Bryant collects the rebound, and he's going to bring it back up the floor. Now he's going to go hard against Mabry, try to get it up the floor. Gets it down to Mosley. Mosley at the free throw line just turns around, fires, off the mark, no good. Run down by Nate Beavis, and Beavis goes back in to finish.
Another foul.
And draws yet another foul as he goes to the rack. So the shot, no good, but Beavis drawing fouls like a madman tonight.
He is. He's playing very well on the rebound side tonight.
Yeah, he's cleaning up the glass very well for the Cats. Canfield back now on the sideline. He's wanting to check back into the game here. And now we've got a spot on the floor that's got to be cleaned up. These bodies laying on the ground and all the sweat and perspiration. It's going to be crazy.
It is.
That's the fifth foul against Summertown here in the third quarter, but we're down to 21 seconds to go, so I'm not sure that the bonus is going to come into play here. Beavis has the ball at the line to shoot two. Beavis' first shot is up, and it is good. So now Canfield's going to check back into the game as Davis is going to go back to the bench. And now the Eagles are checking in. They've got three guys coming back onto the floor. Looks like it's going to be Sawyer, Sherman, and Blackwood coming back into the game. Beavis' second shot is good. Knocks it back down to a 15-point disadvantage. Now with 20 seconds to go, Leighton Sherman's got the ball. He's just dribbling up the court. He's going to go as slow as he can. And once again, Summertown going to try to hold for one here.
And you know something's going to be designed to Sherman right here, the way it looks.
Yep. He passes the ball back off to Mabry. Mabry gives the ball over to Holt. Holt swings it back around to Howell. Now Howell on the lane, drives in, knocks down the basket on the running shot, and gets the foul call. And that's going to put him on the line with the chance to convert a three-point play. Now the officials having a little bit of conversation there. The basket is good. And then that's going to go against 21. That's Mosley picking up his second foul of the game. That's second team foul against the Cats. But we got 1 second to go here in the third quarter. It does not matter. Shot off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Mosley. So at the end of the third quarter, your score, Summertown 56, Wayne County 39. Stay right here with us. We'll bring you all the fourth quarter action. You're listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies Radio. I don't believe we're going to get back in this one.
No.
County fans, welcome back into Big Oldies Radio. Your score at the start of the fourth quarter, Summertown is out in front, 56-39 against the Wayne County Wildcats. And I tell you, when this one has really been all Summertown all night tonight.
Oh, it has. It has. They've been good on dominating on both ends of the court tonight, defense and offense. Their offense is the way they move the ball, and then the defense, they're all over the court.
They have controlled the tempo of the game too.
Yes,
From the
yes.
tip. I mean, they have forced the Wildcats to play their game.
They have.
Leighton Sherman has been shooting lights out tonight. His brother Sawyer is getting some good looks in there. You got Holt who's knocked down a couple of shots. I mean, they're you know, you look at it, and Sherman has done well, but he's had some good role play around him as well.
Oh, he has.
Now the pass inside to Nate Beavis. Beavis goes up with a strong look, but he gets fouled on the way to the basket. So that's going to put Nate Beavis back on the line to shoot two. That seems to be a consistent theme tonight.
It does. Nate's drawing the fouls for sure tonight.
Every time Nate gets his hand on the basketball, he goes hard to the hole, and he's either scoring or he's drawing the foul. His first shot is up, and it is good. That foul goes against Kason Howell, who commits his first foul of the game, first team foul against Summertown. And Nate 2 for 2 on that trip. Makes it a 15-point game. 15-point game. Blackwood brings the ball up the floor, gets the ball over to Howell, who passes over to Sherman. Now Sherman had a wide open look at the basket, and just a little too strong rebound collected by Beavis, and he tried to pass the ball ahead to Bogus, who was just trying to get back down the court, didn't even know the ball was coming to him. Summertown collects the loose ball, and now they're working it. Now Leighton Sherman with the ball out at the top of the circle. He wants the shot, fakes it, passes off to Mabry, gives the ball back over to Sawyer. Sherman goes back inside to Mabry. Mabry tries to finish, contested by Camfield, and Camfield gets the ball out, gets it back up to Bogus. Bogus dishes over to Mosley, in the middle of the lane. Mosley goes strong to the basket. He's going to get fouled, and I believe that's going to be Kason Howell picking up his second foul here. Second foul for Summertown here in the fourth quarter.
Good take to the hole by Mosley right there.
Now we got to knock down these free throws.
Yes.
Best thing we can do right now is score without the clock running.
That's right. Yeah.
And Mosley knocks down his first one. If we can score without the clock running, then we can get back in this basketball game, you know?
Yes, that's what we got to do.
Second shot for Mosley, short off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Blackwood for Summertown. He's going to bring the ball back up the floor. He passes ahead to Mabry. He had Leighton over in Sherman over in the corner wide open, and his teammate pointing to him saying, "Why didn't you give it to him?" Now Sherman with the basketball working against Bogus. He gets the ball back out to Howell, back over to Mabry, back around to Blackwood. Blackwood being guarded by Camfield. Camfield not letting him have any space at all whatsoever. Now they get the ball back over to Sawyer Sherman. Sherman drives, gets the ball back out to Blackwood. Blackwood comes around. He's picked up by Nate Beavis. Instead, he hands the ball off to Howell. Now Howell working, tries to get around inside, and now Summertown just content to work clock here as they've got a big lead here, 14-point advantage, and the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Mabry gets the ball, drives along the baseline, and he's going to try to pass the ball back out, but instead we're going to get a foul called against the Cats. So Summertown going to retain possession. Is that foul, I believe, going to go against Mosley? Mosley picks up his third foul of the game. Logan Davis checks back into the game now as Case Bryant's going to get an opportunity to go to the sideline, get a bit of a breather. Blackwood to take out the ball on the baseline. Working to try to get the ball in. He finally does. Gets it into Howell right into the basket. Howell guarded there by Mosley, gives the ball back to Blackwood. Blackwood tries to drive. He's cut off by Canfield. Instead, he gets it back out to Mosley. He gives it over to Sawyer Sherman. Sherman kicks it over to Howell. Howell hands the ball off to Leighton Sherman. Now we've got a holding call away from the basket. Let's see who they're going to call this one on. It was away from the basketball, so I'm not sure who it's against. I believe it's going to be against Bogus. Drew Bogus picks up his third foul. Second team foul against the Cats here in the fourth quarter. We're at 6:11 to go. Nice steal there by Canfield. Well, he just stepped in the way of the inbounds pass. He was right on the guy on the baseline. Just when he went to pass it in, Kaysen got his hands on it, or Kamen rather. Now, Beavis drives to the hole, not quite able to finish, but once again, Nate Beavis to the line.
And like you said earlier, that's what you want. Free throws with the clock stop. We got to hit these free throws right here.
You got to make them. Now, you get to the line is one thing.
Yes.
Now you got to convert the points. And Beavis is at the line with another trip. That's Howell's third foul. Third team foul against Summertown here in the fourth quarter. Cats are slowly clawing back into it here and making the most of these free throws. Beavis' second shot is away, and that one is good. Beavis 2 for 2 on that trip, cuts the lead back down to 12. It's 56-44. Cats are going to take a timeout here with 5:58 to go in the fourth quarter. And what felt like a few minutes ago was going to be a game where Summertown was starting to pull away.
It sure did.
Cats are still breathing.
Yeah, Frank's called a timeout. And I'm assuming he'll set up a defensive play, something right here, try to get a quick steal, maybe a quick bucket or something.
I think we got to go press.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to go press at this point and try to get something. You got to turn the ball over.
Yes.
Get a steal, get a 10-second call, something.
Something get you a few quick points on the board here.
You get a couple of steals and you turn around a couple of baskets in transition. You knock it down to an 8-point game like that, and then, we still got a lot of time here. We're right at 6 minutes to play. 12 points with 6 minutes. It's going to be a tall order to get back into it, but it can be done.
Oh, yeah.
And if the Cats are able to pull this thing off, then, Summertown's going to be on the other side going, how in the world did we let this one slip away?
Right.
Because they've been in control, but so far the Cats have dominated this fourth quarter. So now the Cats set up defensively with full court pressure. Here we go. Press, collapse down. Mosley and Beavis on the ball. Now they lose the ball. Give the ball to Beavis. Beavis with an easy bucket to Mosley right underneath the basket. Now the Cats once again set back up in the press. Bogus and Mosley collapse on the press. They trap right over the corner. They got the trap, and the ball comes loose. Summertown able to retain possession, and a quick timeout taken by Summertown. There it is. That's exactly what we talked about.
It is.
You rolled 12 seconds off the clock. You got the steal. You got the basket. Realistically, probably should have had another steal right there.
Yes.
But the ball just bounced away from, bounced right back toward the Summertown player, and they were able to get the timeout and try to convert something there. So that's going to move the ball up. I believe Summertown will take it out on the sideline.
Yes.
So it's going to move it away from the baseline. So the Cat's going to have to draw something up a little differently here. But you keep that pressure going and try to get that trap. You get a couple of turnovers here. This game turns on its ear really quickly.
Absolutely. Yes, it does.
So now Howell going to go to the sideline. That's where he's going to take the ball out. Mosley right in his face. They get the ball back to Blackwood. Blackwood being guarded by Mosley. Now he passes the ball to Sawyer Sherman, who gets the ball back out to Blackwood. Blackwood back over to Sherman, who dribbles across the court, gets it out to Mabry. Mabry out to Howell. Howell with a three-pointer from the top of the circle. No good. Rebound collected by Blackwood. We had three white jerseys right there.
And Blackwood got it.
And Blackwood gets his hand on the ball. 58-46. Summertown back out in front. Now Summertown keeping the pressure up defensively. The ball back inside to Mosley. Mosley with a good strong move, can't quite finish. Canfield with the rebound, not able to finish. Now we've got a jump ball situation underneath the basket. Oh, are you kidding me?
Man, oh man.
They're going to call a foul against Kamen on that? That's ridiculous.
That's all. That should have been a jump ball right there.
I mean, jump ball still would have been possession to Summertown, but instead, now Canfield going to pick up a foul there. Well, they're not putting the foul on the board. Now Blackwood runs ahead, gets it across the court, gets it over to Mabry. Mabry kicks it back out to Howell, and Howell's going to slow things down and settle it back down in the half-court defense for the Cats. Leighton Sherman with the runner, and we're going to get a foul call before the shot. So, no, now he's going to say in the act of shooting. He waved it off and said before the shot. Now he puts up two fingers.
2 shots.
Because that's the fifth foul.
Oh,
so we're in the bonus.
I got you.
So Bogus commits his fourth foul of the game. That's 15th foul against the Cats. And that's going to put Leighton Sherman on the line to shoot 2. First one is good. Folks, just assume that if we call Leighton Sherman's name, it's probably going to be good.
No doubt.
He missed that one. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Mosley. It's a 13-point lead for Summertown. Pass ahead to Bogus. Bogus gets the ball over to Canfield. Canfield over to Davis. Now Davis driving to the hole, and Davis finishes. Now the Cats need to get back defensively and put some pressure on these Eagles. They get the ball across to Sherman. Sherman across to Howell. Howell passes down to Mabry. Mabry who stops and waits and gets up to Blackwood. Blackwood with
Man, he was on the D, was he not?
Yeah, he was on the C of the C.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the David A. Bird court logo on the sideline over here, and he was standing on the C of the word court. Now the steal taken away by Blackwood. Logan Davis going to commit the foul going back the other way, and going to keep Blackwood from getting the easy basket, but that is going to put Blackwood on the line with an opportunity to shoot 2 here. That's Davis's 3rd foul of the game. Again, the Cats have the Eagles in the bonus. Blackwood's first shot is up, in and out, no good. Summertown has all 4 of their other players back. They're just they're going to just let it go at this point. Not even going to contest the rebound on a missed shot. 0 for 2 on that shot trip there for Blackwood. Rebound collected by Kamen Canfield. He gets the ball to Logan Davis, who's working on the other end of the floor. Davis with a pull-up jumper from about 12 feet. Drops it in, nothing but net. Makes it a 12-point game. 62-50 the score. Now Kamen Canfield going for the steal is going to get called for what should be his 3rd foul of the game.
Is that his 3rd or 4th?
That's his 4th.
Okay.
That's his 4th.
Oh,
so
man.
Canfield now with 4 fouls, and that's going to put Blackwood back on the line once again. The only thing I can say at this point in time is if you're going to put somebody on the line, Blackwood seems to be the guy because he's a little tired.
Yes, he is.
That one falls through, though. He got his legs underneath him on that one and got that one up with no problem. Second shot for Blackwood on the way. Rolls off the front of the iron, bounces into the back, and drops through the cylinder. So now the inbounds pass to Davis, and now Summertown's going to back off with a 14-point lead inside of 4 minutes to go here in the contest. Mosley has the ball, gets it down low to Bogus. Bogus working inside. No, that's Canfield. I'm sorry. Canfield spinning inside in the paint, gets the easy 2-pointer over the defender. Now Blackwood pushing back up the other end of the floor, and Leighton Sherman going to the basket. Canfield with a clean rip just knocks it out of bounds, and possession going to remain with Summertown. And now Summertown going to take another timeout. So with 3:40 to go and a 12-point lead, Summertown takes the timeout. I believe Summertown's looking at it right now saying if we can knock one down right here, that probably is going to be the nail in the coffin.
No doubt, no doubt. We got to get a big stop right here.
So we got to find something on defense. We had a little something going there a couple of minutes ago.
Like every time we make a little bit of a run, some daylight there, Summertown's got to answer for us.
And it usually gets triggered by somebody committing a foul somewhere, and some of these fouls have been legit.
Yep.
Some of them, not so much.
That's right. A little iffy.
I don't know. I'm not sure who these officials are tonight. I'm not sure I've seen any of these guys before.
I've seen a couple of them, but I don't know their names or anything.
Well, we probably don't want to call their names. We don't necessarily need anybody hunting these guys down after the ball game's over.
Now we're going to the referees with the game administrator now, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Yep. Probably down. Yeah, she's coming down here to talk to the student section.
Yep.
Our student section's getting a little too close to the court.
Oh yeah.
It goes down to and
Yep.
little jawing back and forth with some of the Summertown players, and now Coach Miley down here as the game administrator having to kind of put him in check.
That's right.
They inbound the ball to Howell right under the basket. Howell kicks it back out to Mabry. Mabry gets it back out to Blackwood. And at this point, it looks like Summertown's going to be content to try to run clock.
They are.
Now Leighton Sherman, well, you say that. They put the ball in Leighton Sherman's hands. He drives the middle of the lane, puts up a running shot. No good. Rebound collected by Mosley. He gets the ball out, back over to Logan Davis. Now Davis got to get the ball across the line, and he does. Gets the ball down to Canfield. Canfield trying to work to get the ball across, back over to Davis, down inside to Mosley, who on the kick out goes to Bogus, and we're going to get a charge. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That wasn't even.
You're going to make a charge.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, I knew that was coming. And I can't say I don't blame him.
Yeah, now so the charge against Mosley, and now Coach Franks gets hit with the technical. So that's going to put Leighton Sherman on the line. I believe Mosley's got 4. I was thinking that was his 5th, but he's got 1 more.
Yeah.
But that's going to put Sherman on the line to shoot 2 techs. And then I believe he's going to be shooting again with 2 more shots on the other end. But I'm not sure the foul was committed against Sherman. I believe the charge was on, I believe it was on Howell, but we'll find out here in a second. Sherman makes both of his technical shots. Makes it a 66-52 basketball game, and now the Eagles come back down the floor, and they're not shooting on the charge. So the inbound to Blackwood. Blackwood's going to bring the ball across the timeline. We're at 3 minutes to go here in the contest. 66-52 the score. Summertown out in front with a 14-point advantage. Now they get the ball over to Sawyer Sherman. Sherman with a deep three, no good. Rebound collected by Logan Davis. Davis brings the ball back up the floor in transition. He wants to go all the way, and he does so and finishes. So Davis, coast to coast, comes back now. Full court pressure by the Cats as they're trying to trap Blackwood in the backcourt. They get the ball back over to Mabry, who kicks it back over to Blackwood. They got Leighton Sherman wide open on the elbow, on the wing rather, and he knocks that down without any effort. That's what, 10 threes for him tonight? I've lost count, but it feels like he shot about 30.
I've got 4 right now.
Feels like he shot it. I mean, it's just like, golly. Now Nate Beavis goes to the rack, and he puts up a shot. Off the mark, no good, but he is going to draw the foul. So with 2:14 to go, 69-54 the score. That's going to put Beavis on the line to shoot 2 for the Cats. Howell picks up his 4th foul of the game. That's 4 fouls now against Summertown. One more is going to put the Cats in the bonus, but I believe it's going to be a little too late at this point.
It's looking that way.
First shot off the mark, no good. And this is where you start to see players getting tired, you know, that your legs out from underneath.
Absolutely. This has been a wide open game from the tip-off.
I think these guys are going to sleep well tonight.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Beavis 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Now the trap set in the full court. Leighton gets the ball ahead to Sherman. Sherman gets the ball back to his brother Leighton. Now Leighton Sherman dribbles the ball, working against Mosley out of the logo. He drives to the middle, passes it back out to Sawyer Sherman. Now Sherman going back out. He's going to do the same thing. Dish it back over to Leighton Sherman. 3-pointer from the logo, no good. Rebound collected by Bogus. Now Bogus brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. He's going to pass the ball across the court to Kamen Canfield. Canfield working to get Sawyer Sherman there, gets the ball in. Down low to Mosley. Mosley with a kick out to Beavis. Beavis with a wild shot from the floor.
That's going to be Cason's 5th, I believe.
Mosley got the rebound, tried to put the shot back. Instead, he's going to get tied up and get called for an over the back. So that's going to be Cason Mosley's 5th. That's going to foul him out of the game. And now Warren Canfield going to check into the game for the Cats with 1:36 to go. Cats are going to come up a little short tonight. 14-point deficit with a minute and a half to play. I believe it's going to be a little too late. But Summertown, all they need to do is, well, really, I think they'll get the win even if they don't make these shots.
No doubt.
Howell's first shot off the mark, no good. Howell's second shot away. No, well, that one got the roll and went in. Now, 70-55, Logan Davis brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. Gets the ball over to Canfield. Kamen Canfield trying to work it around and gets it back out to Davis. Davis over to Bogus, back out to Davis. To Bogus. Bogus inside to Beavis. Beavis loses the handle. Blackwood comes out with it. Now Blackwood's going to push it back up the other end of the floor, and now he's just going to slow it down and try to run this clock. Well, this is one of those situations where you'd like to have gotten a win here tonight, but at the end of the day, you stop and take a breath and remember that it's not a it's a different classification,
right,
and it's not a district game, right. So, does it count on the record? Yes, it does, but not really.
Right, exactly.
Warren Canfield with the strip there, and he goes back up the floor, a little short on the layup. Rebound collected by Blackwood. Now Blackwood comes out with it, and he's going to get fouled by Kamen Canfield. That's 5 for Kamen. Kamen just going to the bench immediately. He's frustrated.
Oh yeah, and without a doubt.
Yeah, I think Kamen had different vision for what this game was going to look like tonight.
Right.
They didn't quite come together for him. Lawson Stegall is going to check into the game for Canfield. Blackwood at the line. First shot is going to get the roll, and it's going to fall through. Blackwood's second shot is up on the way, and that one gets the roll as well. And Summertown's getting everything tonight.
Oh, they're getting the rolls and everything.
Yeah, everything is going their way. Davis drives the lane, goes inside. We're going to get a blocking foul called as Davis tried to take it to the rack. And Blackwood stepped in the way, tried to draw the charge, but instead it's going to go against Blackwood as Davis and Blackwood come up off the floor. Now Davis is going to go to the line with a chance to shoot 2 and just try to get it a little closer. We're eerily coming out to the end of the game here, and it's almost looked like it's going to be a very similar score to what we saw last Tuesday night.
Yes, it does. It does.
If I remember last Tuesday night, the final score was like 75-58.
Somewhere in that ballpark, I do believe.
And right now we're at 72-55. Davis's first free throw is off the mark. Second one falls through. 72-56 the score now. Cats pressuring defensively on the other end of the floor. Blackwood gets the ball, passes across the middle to Howell, who gets it ahead to Mabry. Now Mabry's going to pass it back to Sherman, and Sherman's just going to take it and start to dribble out. We're down to 21 seconds. We're going to be inside, and the Cats are just going to let this thing run down. They're going to let Sherman dribble it out, and that should take us to the end of the game. Your final score tonight here at Wayne County, Summertown's going to come out victorious. Final score of 72-56. That's going to drop the Cats to 2 losses on the season. So Wayne County splits the games tonight. Lady Cats come out on top. Wildcat team falls tonight to Summertown. Same situation as what we had last week in Summertown. Stay right here with us. We'll have final stats and analysis. You're listening to Wildcat Basketball on Big Oldies. Okay. Final score tonight at Wayne County. Summertown coming out victorious by a final score of 72-56. Leading the way tonight for Summertown was Leighton Sherman, who finished tonight with 29 points. He was followed behind by Ryder Blackwood, who had 17. Graham Howell had 9. Landon Holt had 7. And Sawyer Sherman finished with 10 points tonight. Leading the way for the Cats, Kevin Canfield with 20. Followed behind by Nate Beavis, who finished with 13. Logan Davis had 11. Mosley had 6 points tonight. Case Bryant finished with 2, and Case Butler finished with 2. So the Cats fall tonight to Summertown. Final score 72-56. So for the second time this season, we play Summertown, once at their place, once at our place, and we get the split on both games. Lady Cats come out victorious, and the Wildcats fall. But once again, we talked about it just a few minutes ago, not a district game, not even a single A game.
Right.
So, you get some game film, you get a chance to improve.
Yes. If you look at it as a way to make changes in practice, you made mistakes, but it was good for them. Summertown's defense, you're not going to find a defense like that in 1A ball in the district or region, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
And I know it stinks we get beat, but that's just that's a good learning lesson. And like you said, break down film and learn from all of that.
So the Lady Cats and the Wildcats are going to be back in action next Tuesday night on the road at Lewis County. While Big Oldies Radio will not be carrying that game, you can find it with John Harper on WCHS Sports on YouTube. And then don't forget about tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
11.
11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, the Lady Cats are going to be in Jackson. Playing some sort of a tournament game at USJ. John's going to go over there with them. He's going to bring you that action as well from USJ. So the Lady Cats in action tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and you can find that action on WCHS Sports on YouTube, as well as next Tuesday night in Lewis County. For all of us here at Big Oldies Radio, I'm Jacob Kitchens. Been joined tonight by Tyler York. Appreciate him. And for all the guys back in the studio, we appreciate you joining us. You've been listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies Radio.